This is chocolate, one of my favorites with mint. And I'm having it after my second meal of the day, which is usually when I have my sweet chocolate fix. It also just so happens to be 9:30 in the morning. So I've had my second meal and I'm having my chocolate. Now for some, 9:30 in the morning would be socially unacceptable. You really shouldn't be eating sugar that early in the morning. And yet, here I am. Because when I woke up and what I've done since is perhaps quite a bit different than what the rest of society may have done, that is setting the rule or setting the expectation. Similarly, in the workplace, we find that we might encounter this often. There is a rule or a culturally created box in place, one that everyone can't fit into, nor should everyone fit into. And yet we're trying to force everyone into this box. When we think of our trailblazers in our workplace, they're the ones that will actively take initiative to speak out, to offer different ideas, to quote unquote buck the system. And we can look at them as troublemakers, or we can look at them as trailblazers. We could look at the box that we've created and question it, or we can force everyone into the box, and those who don't want to be in it don't get to stay. Simon Sinek calls this the difference between the infinite game and the finite game. And in business, we're trying to stay in it as long as possible, which means we have to be playing the infinite game, which means we have to consistently look at the boxes that we're creating and saying, this is the way we do it. And listening to those voices that are saying, we don't have to do it that way. There are actual other ways, different ways, likely better ways. And if we want to continually evolve and innovate and improve and last the infinite game, then we have to allow those people's voices to be heard. Very often, those voices are not coming from leadership that's in rank position, leadership that's only there because they've been promoted because of their top performance in the role. Very often, that bucking of the system is coming from your natural leaders in your organization who are influencing pockets of people. They have natural followers. They're looking out for the people that are all around them all the time. They're lifting and rising the people around them. They naturally do this. They're naturally gifted in leadership. And they're the ones that are speaking out and are offering different ideas, and they're trailblazing in their own way. When we pay attention to those individuals, we are more likely as an organization to be playing the infinite game. When we promote those individuals into leadership roles and give them a bigger audience to influence, we're in it for the infinite game. When we keep doing the boxed prescription of leadership and organization that just doesn't work, promoting top performers that are good at the job, but they aren't good at leading people, then we're playing the finite game. And it is only our ability to look at objectively what we're really doing in business and telling ourselves the truth that we can see what are we actually doing. Are we allowing ourselves to trailblaze, or are we staying in the box? From an emotional intelligence standpoint, this is the skill of reality testing, of being objective, regardless of how we feel about certain things. But that also demands that we are emotionally self-aware, that as decision makers and people with authority and power, we are aware of how our emotions might be preventing us from being objective. And so we're smattering the ability to play the infinite game with our own subjective emotional feel, our own biases. That gets us stuck, that gets the people around us stuck. And more often, our frontline players on our teams are the ones that suffer the most, because they are the ones with their hands in the work that is saying the box doesn't work. They are the ones that are saying we need to do it this way. And they are the ones that no one's listening to, oftentimes because they don't have rank. They don't have authority. Yet those are the ones that we need to be listening to be paying attention to.